So good morning. Again, I'm Tom Palladino, Executive Director of Texas Veteran Commission. I'd like to make some brief introductions. I would like to introduce our commission, which is appointed by the governor and oversees the Texas Veterans Commission. Our chairman, Commissioner T.P. O'Mahony from the Dallas area. Commissioner Richard A. McLeon from the Victoria area in East Texas. And Commissioner James H. Scott from San Antonio. Also, we have quite a long list of different officials who are going to attend today. And these include, and I'm just going to list just so you know that they are on the agenda to speak, the Honorable Jerry Patterson, the Commissioner General Land Office in Texas Veterans Land Board, the Honorable Tommy Williams, Chair of the Texas Senate, Transportation and Homeland Security Committee, the Honorable Joe Pickett, Chair, House Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Honorable Jim Pitts, Chair, House Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Letitia Vandepute, State Senator, Chair, Senate Committee on Veteran and Military Installations, the Honorable Ralph Sheffield, Vice Chair of the House Defense and Veteran Affairs, the Honorable John Otto, Chair of the Appropriations Subcommittee, the Honorable Jimmy Don Ayoc, Chair, Appropriations Subcommittee on Current Fiscal Condition, the Honorable Herbie Evans, Justice Court, number 5, Travis County. Susan Hickman, who represents Congressman Lamar Smith, is here. Amy Cantwell, represent Congressman Ted Poe, is also here. At this time, and Chief Acevedo is also here representing the Mayor of Austin, which he'll speak in a few minutes. I would like to introduce at this time Chair of our Commission, T.P. O'Mahony.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of my fellow commissioners that already have been introduced, and also Commissioner Dan Moran and Al Cantu, I would like to welcome you to the 14th Annual Statewide Veteran Summit. Usually there are a few housekeeping items I'd like to go over with you. If you don't know, Mayor Leffingwell and I were both pilots with Delta Airlines in my younger days, and he graciously extended some get-out-of-jail-free passes for everyone, and Chief Acevedo has assured me if that doesn't work, he will make sure that you have a choice of roommates if you're going to have, and he's quite proud that they keep the temperature at 80 degrees for your incarcerated comfort while you're down there. That aside, we always start off with a story, and I don't know whether this has to do with it too much, but after the Commissioner McLean's very inspiring benediction, it reminds me of a church out in East Texas, and the church was full, and after the preacher had finished his very stirring benediction, there was a big puff of smoke and a flash of lightning, and the devil shows up. Well, the first one out of the church, of course, was the preacher. He was gone, and everybody else scattered. And lo and behold, after the dust had cleared, there was a little old gray-haired lady sitting in the front row. So the devil says to her, "Do you know who I am?" And she said, "Yes." And he said to her, "Are you afraid?" And she said, "No." And the devil said, "Why not?" And he says, "Because I've been married to your brother for 50 years. Now, there may or not be a message there. I would like to welcome everybody. It's a very diverse group. You've traveled from all over the state and from out of the country, across the nation. And it's an opportunity for us to get here and share our collaboration on serving veterans. And one of the reasons that we're here is because we give a damn about veterans. I think that is, of all the agencies I've ever been engaged with, this is probably the most rewarding and the most well-supported of any in the country right now. So we put together a very good program, a program that I think that you'll learn a lot from and will share a lot from, best practices. I encourage you to participate in the panels and the breakout sessions. Message is attend and engage and enjoy. So welcome aboard. We're glad to see you here. Thank you.
Again, good morning. As the chairman said in his welcome, we have many honored guests with us here today, and when each speaks, I will give a brief background on them. I'm very, very pleased to see the vast amount of personnel and people, individuals that have registered for this conference. We try to expand this conference so that we would be inclusive of all the entities and organizations out there that help veterans. And I've been doing this quite a while. When I was on active duty and in the Army and in the Army National Guard, and before I retired 2 years ago, and then I became the executive director last year, October 1st. And my belief is that in order to help veterans, all military veterans, all services, all components, active and reserve, and their families, you have to build a collaborative partnership with every organization out there that can help veterans at every level, national, state, and local. This includes county government, city government, it includes private organizations, nonprofits, it includes public organizations, it includes state agencies, federal agencies. You must form these, as some people call them, community action teams. You must form a collaborative partnership, and when we were talking about this back in 2005. And we tried to form an organization called Partners Across Texas, which we're one of the first in the nation to do something like that. And the governor signed an MOU between all the organizations that wanted to help veterans. And it was a shaky organization, a shaky partnership, but we kept it going, and we're still doing that today. So we've expanded it. We've invited every organization that wants to help veterans so we could collaborate, we could work together in order to pool our resources and network amongst each other to help the military veteran and their families. And when we say the word veteran, you know, it has grown from the people that used to be in uniform to the people who are still in uniform and are getting ready to get out. And we have many programs for them to help them transition into the civilian world, as you will hear. Senator Vanderpute, who you'll hear later on this morning, who's the chair of the VAMI committee, Veteran Affairs Military Installations Committee, she helped sponsor a bill this past session, which has created the Texas Coordinating Council of Veteran Services. And we're a member, we chair it, and there's 15 state agencies on it. It's the first time we ever did anything like this. 15 state agencies work together to come up with to assess the state of affairs for veteran services in the state of Texas and to make recommendations to the governor and the legislature of where we need to go from here. And so we've already met twice. We're meeting every other month. There's work groups, and in the end we're going to have a report which we will render to the legislature and the governor to recommend on what changes we need to further the veteran services. And it's a collaboration, and we include, again, all the local government and local organizations out there to help with that effort. And so it is the way of the future. It is the only way. There is no organization out there that can solely serve veterans. None. Zero. We have to do it together. And so that's the theme of this summit, and we want this summit to grow. And so next year we want it even larger. We want every seat filled. And today, hopefully, we'll get every seat filled because they're registered, so they'll come. Our general session will end around 10:30 or so, and then we'll have breakout sessions. We have 16 breakout sessions. So we wanted to do that so you, the attendees, can choose where you want to go and what session is more important to you. They're staffed by a panel of experts. There's legislators on some of them. Some of our staff's on some of them. We've invited some distinguished guests on some of them. And so I invite you to go to them, participate, and hopefully you'll learn something that you can share and with people of your organization and others. And again, that'll go all the way to the end of today. The Texas Coalition of Veteran Organizations will have a meeting at the end of today for all the veteran service organizations that are also present. Tonight we have a reception. That reception will be here from 5 to 7, and that was sponsored by the American Legion, VFW Post 856, and for the Military Order of the Purple Heart. So I want to give them credit, good credit for that. And if you use your programs, if you have your programs, which you should have in your packets, your programs outline all the breakout sessions, the time schedule, and it gives you a bio or our keynote speaker, which tomorrow will be Colonel David Sutherland, from the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, he directs the Military Warrior and Family Support office up there, which promotes community action teams and partnerships around the state. And then tomorrow, breakout sessions will continue, and the keynote speaker will end at noon. So, I just wanted to give you a breakout of what we're doing, and I want to thank you for coming and all you do for veterans. Because you, out there, in all your organizations, are where the rubber meets the road. You're the one that helps the veterans the most, because you're out there sitting across the desk from a veteran and helping them and their family in some fashion way, and then we collaborate together to complete the picture.